Hey, welcome back to another edition of Bay Face Brew Review. My name is Alex. I'll be walking you guys and gals through this review for the next few minutes here today. Going to a limited release beer from Ballast Brewing Company in San Diego, California. And what is it? It's none other than Sculpin, and it's a variety of Sculpin. It's Spruce Tip Sculpin IPA, India Pale Ale brewed with Oregon spruce tip. So sounded interesting to me, excuse me. At Total Wine and More, picked it up. Here I am reviewing with you guys and gals here today. So specs of the beer: 7% alcohol by volume, 70 IBU. I don't have a hop profile, nor do I have a malt bill for you as well, unfortunately. But if we go over to Beer Advocate, it gets 4.05 out of 5. Putting in that exceptional category. And real quick, let me just check it on Untapped. They've got it at 3.82 from everyone. So pretty solid stuff there all around. Not, as high as some of their other varieties, whether it's the Aloha, just the classic grapefruit. But it's up there, and it's Sculpin, so it's definitely worth a try. Bottling date on this pig is November 21st. Today's date is the 23rd, a couple days before Christmas, so over a month old, but still going to be relatively fresh. Was in the back of the shelf there, so hiding from the light. But anyway, let's crack the cap on the Spruce Tip Sculpin IPA and see what it holds for us today. Ooh, I can already smell that spruce. There's a lot of beers out there that have been kind of doing variations of spruce tips, whether it's Pennsylvania Tuxedo or there's a local brewery up here in the Pacific Northwest, Fort George, does something very similar. So, if you like piney stuff, you're definitely going to be into it. I think sometimes it becomes a little artificial and overwhelming, but if you do it right, you can really hit a home run, especially if you enjoy like foresty, leafy, and piney like aromas and taste. But this pours nice, kind of a goldenrod, mild, little bit of a mild haze, not hazy at all, definitely some clarity in there, just lazy bubbles streaming up from the bottom, looks beautiful in the glass there, nice tightly compact head at the bottom, then it gets a little rocky towards the top, just an off-white eggshell color in terms of complexion. See if we swirl it around in the glass, if we get any sort of lacing clinging to the wall there. We kind of do, somewhat, a little bit of spottiness, but not bad at all. Really nice beer looking in the glass, looks like Sculpin. Getting an aroma. Yeah, nice kind of like strong floral, get some like honey malt in there. Definitely also get some spruce, not as prevalent as I thought it would be in the aroma. It definitely does not smell like Pennsylvania Tuxedo from Dogfish Head. That's very, not overwhelming, but very pungent, I should say. Definitely get a little bit of Christmas tree in there. You kind of get this caramel malt, maybe a touch of like granola or something. I pick up a little bit of like oregano, like cilantro, just faint, kind of like some dried oregano that's been sitting in your, cabinet for a year. A little bit of that. A little holy basil in there. Kiss of citrus. Kind of muted in the aroma, to be honest with you. It's nice. It's not overwhelming, but it is a little muted. Let's see how the taste is. Cheers, prost, whatever you want to call it. This is Spruce Tip Sculpin IPA from Ballast Brewing Company. Oh, there's the Spruce Tip. Okay. Wow. That's very good. Let's get into the review, but actually surprisingly impressed. Up front, following that nose there in terms of the malt characteristic, honey sweetness, a little bit of like dry caramel malt. Then you get a touch of like this trail mix granola kind of element in there in the malt. It's nice. It lays the foundation for the hops, which come in big, middle of the palate. Big time spruce. I mean, hits you like a train. I really enjoy this one because it's very natural tasting. It tastes, like it was brewed with Oregon spruce tips. It doesn't taste artificial. It doesn't have like a pine sol or really overwhelming pine spruce note in there. So it's very pleasant in that regard. And then from there you get a big pop of like grapefruit, bitter orange, some lime, tropical fruit rinds in there as well. It transitions into the fruitiness. You get some florally elements as well in the back end of the middle of the palate. And then the bitterness kicks in. You get this woody, almost like perfumey, kind of bright herb, fresh picked pine needle coming back in at the end. The bitterness kind of coating the palate. It's like sappy and resinous. You get some juniper in there as well, almost like this potpourri, sassafras, characteristic on the back end, as the burp's coming back. So it kind of goes through this wave of spruce and tropical, or citrus, tropical fruit, then back into the pine, the kind of sappy notes, and then you get kind of this florally, almost potpourri like element coming out on the back end of the palate. The bitterness, 70 IBUs, definitely there, definitely hanging out, kind of resinous in that regard. Getting into the feel, this is one of the better parts of this beer. Is the feel is awesome. Nice medium, sturdy body on this one. Really, really smooth. Plays on the palate beautifully. Really, really drinks nice through the beer. Carbonation is awesome. Very light, kind of prickly, not totally effervescent. But very nice and smooth. Balanced. No alcohol for 7%. That's always been good, nice with these Sculpin varieties. Really, really easy to drink for 7%, so you have to be careful. But I was actually very impressed with this one. I had a really fresh Sculpin. I actually had a Sculpin that was bottled on like the 27th or 8th of November, and this one was bottled on the 21st of November. And, don't get me wrong, love Sculpin, but had this kind of weird chalkiness going on. I don't know if it's the yeast. I got the same vibe that I had in the Aloha, that I had in the regular, with this kind of interesting yeast. So whatever it was throwing me off a little bit. But this one, I don't get any of that. And the spruce is definitely there, but the craftsmanship of this beer is excellent. I mean, it's really well put together. So I'm actually impressed. So as far as a grade goes, I'm going to go 91 out of 100. This is a beer I would definitely drink again. As far as like an adjunct, using spruce, they nailed it. This is really solid. Go get yourself a single bottle. Get yourself a 6-pack where you can find Ballast Point beer. So 91 for me, but that's not what matters. Matters is you guys and gals think. So you can let me know in the comment section down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you think of the Ballast Point Spruce Tip Sculpin IPA? I appreciate you guys leaving all that below, and I love going back and forth with you guys on the jargon. So until next time, cheers, prost, whatever the hell you want to call it. Thanks again for stopping by Babyface Brew Review.